Hey guys, and welcome back, Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got Ben Shelton taking on Zhang. Zhizhen. These guys have played one time before in the first round of the Australian Open. That was a 5-set match, 5th set tiebreaker. That was Shelton's really first big run at a tournament. That was the first round, 5 sets, 5th set tiebreaker. Shelton won that one, so he's 1-0 in the head-to-head. It's going to be interesting to watch. Shelton, not really known for clay prowess until this year, but this year he got the Houston title. Also beat some good clay quarters on the way, like Thomas Martin Echeverry. So it'll be interesting to watch. I'll be fully honest. I have never seen a full Ben Shelton match on clay live. I haven't watched one. I watched part of Shelton taking on Struff in Madrid last year. Very small part. And I also watched a very small part of him taking on Tiafoe this year. Watched some highlights of the final this year in Houston, but I have not seen Shelton play live on clay in a full, really watched it in full. So I'm excited to watch it for that reason. So yeah, what's up, everyone joining in? What's up, Dutchie? How are you doing? How are we feeling about Novak? The Novak loss. I feel like everybody. I don't know if you saw the Fritz reaction, Dutchie, when Fritz heard the Novak news that Novak is out of the tournament, but he just looked wide-eyed. He was like, "Wait, what?" Because the guy said so casually. It feels different. It feels different. I mean, this feels different to me than any result I've seen with Nadal, Federer, Djokovic. Because to me, it really struck me this time. Like, wow, we might be nearing the end of their reigns and dominance. So I was like, I think it's crazy. Yeah, fair. I'm thinking Nole has concussion. That would be okay, I have to be careful with my wording here. That would not be good. That would be bad, obviously. In terms of the result, it would be a good sign if he gets better, that he can have a better form and better confidence going to Roland Garros, if that was the only issue. Not good if he has a concussion. I don't want injuries for Novak, but possibly. I mean, the water bottle incident was really. I mean, fans have to be more careful than that. It seems like it was not in bad intentions, but fans have to be careful because we don't want players to get injured. But yeah, anyway, it was just crazy. It's crazy. It reminds me also of the Nardi loss at Indian Wells. I mean, now it's kind of piled up for Novak. We'll see. It's not his best part of the season. There are arguments to be made, but we'll see. We'll see how Novak keeps going for the rest of the year. I had won 15-ish years ago and had those symptoms. Okay, well, fair enough, Dutchie. Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly possible. And everybody was making fun of him and his reaction to getting hit in the head by a metal water bottle, completely unexpected from that height. I mean, come on. Especially if it was filled up with water, that would hurt, dude. That would hurt. So I didn't like people making fun of it, even if it looked a certain way or looked silly or trivial. It was not. All right, we're starting out here with the match. Like I said, these guys have played only one match. It was an epic. Excited to watch Shelton on the clay. It's going to be an interesting one. Volley, backhand. Oh, wow. What a first point. One of the best first points you'll see all week. A backhand pass from Zhang there. What's up, everybody joining in? This isn't like Alcaraz or, Sinner or Djokovic or anything like that. This isn't the big name matchup, but I was personally excited to watch this one. I like watching both these guys. I think they're both fun, flashy guys to watch. Excited to see it, and I do want to see how Shelton's game looks on clay. Forehand, backhand Zhang for a pass. Shelton's there with the volley. Backhand slice, very good. Love 30. I still got checked for damage when I have my eye checkup. Okay, got you, Dutchie. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, sorry to hear that you had that experience, because that sounds awful, honestly. Yeah, it's nothing to joke around about. It's nothing to joke around about. That's a Mary, by the way, a new member. Welcome in, Mary, to Quality Shot Tennis. You can always hit the join button, become a member of the channel, get all of the perks. Shout out to all the Quality Shot Tennis members. That first serve goes out, so it's a second serve here from Shelton. Second serve is a let. That's a double fault. So quick start here for Zhang with 2 winners and then a double fault from Shelton. Shelton's serve is never going to do as much damage on the clay, but I mean, still, I mean, he's got a serve that can get a good height on it, a good kick serve that can be pretty tough to deal with on clay, where it can be a bit of a higher bounce. So he's one of these guys who his serve can still be pretty cause some damage on a clay court. Like Tsitsipas, like Alcaraz, their serves, well, like Alcaraz, and like Tsitsipas, I mean, their serves aren't necessarily neutralized by the clay, but they're only improved by it, in my opinion. Forehand, that goes out. Fist bump from Shelton. By the way, state of American men's tennis right now is in a very interesting spot. It's in a very interesting spot. I've mentioned this before, but Ben Shelton seems like the guy, when you bring him up, he gets a little bit of a different reaction from most American men's players, at least for his future and his potential. Forehand, backhand of Zhang, the forehand of Shelton, way out in that outside corner. That's going to be too good from Zhang. He's got some big shots, Zhang. He's got some big shots. He's impressed me on clay before. I remember last year in Madrid, he took out Taylor Fritz in a epic match there. Got to the quarterfinals, maybe even, I think. Maybe round of 16. I think it was quarterfinals. I'll look that up, actually. But, he's an impressive player. So many of these kind of Chinese players from are just so they have such great forehands. First of all, they have such explosive power off that forehand. A lot of them do. Like now with Zhang and also with Wu, there's a lot of great players coming out from China, which hasn't been the case. Even though China is obviously one of the biggest countries in the world, one of the biggest and best sporting countries, for tennis, it hasn't been the case. Li Na has been amazing for the women's game and for tennis. But on the men's side, we just haven't had names like that. But now we're starting to see a few of them. And it was the quarterfinals for Zhang last year in Madrid. Forehand to the forehand of Shelton, backhand of Zhang to the forehand of Shelton, back to the backhand of Zhang. Forehand of Shelton, forehand and backhand on the outside, backhand slice. Down the line to the backhand of Zhang, backhand cross court from Shelton. That goes in the net. It would be that backhand cross court from Shelton would be to the Zhang forehand because it's a lefty versus a righty. But can we get Roland Garros predictions for Novak? Let me know what your prediction for Novak is. What round he gets to, what his result is at Roland Garros. Because right now it's very up in the air. Roland Garros is so interesting coming in. Maybe not for the right reasons, but also like, hey, a little bit of unpredictability isn't bad. I do hope Alcaraz and Sinner are healthy, though. If Alcaraz and Sinner aren't healthy, it's not going to feel that exciting coming in. If Alcaraz and Sinner at least find themselves in decent, health where they can play at least, 90% of their best, we're still going to have a great tournament. That's in the net from Zhang, so 30-15. Neither of these guys a home crowd favorite, obviously, in Italy. But it seems like a lot of the crowds love Shelton and will cheer for him. He gets a big cheer there. So we get to 30-15. We'll see how he is on the return of serve, Shelton. He still has a lot of room for improvement on that return. Serve. Forehand of Shelton. That goes out. 40-15 for Zhang. Zhang trying to get to 2-0. Already with an early break here. First serve in the net. Second serve. Backhand Shelton. Forehand of Zhang. Drop shot of Shelton. That's in the net. Not a great start from Shelton, who still the consistency within a match is still not quite there always for Shelton. Zhang's been struggling a little bit coming in, by the way. I lost to Kecmanovic in Madrid, although Kecmanovic seems to be playing well, just took out Casper here. Lost to Vanache in Barcelona in straight sets. Beat Giron in Monte Carlo, then lost to Hugo Humbert. Lost to Martin Dam Jr. in Miami. Indian Wells, he lost to Luca Nardi in 3 sets. That's not that bad of a loss with context, because Nardi obviously beat Djokovic the round after that. That's a great drop shot from Shelton. Crowd is definitely on Shelton's side. But yeah, Zhang's been struggling a little bit, no doubt. I mean, he hasn't been at a point in his career where he's constantly getting a lot of wins. Tennis is a losing sport. That's just what it is, for better or for worse. But he's currently 56 in the world. His career high has been as high as 46. That was at the end of February this year for Zhang. Forehand swing volley from Shelton. Backhand slices a lob. Goes long. Good eye from Shelton to leave it. Zhang so far 7-12 on the season. But his overall career record 37-42. So, I mean, it's a slightly worse win percentage, no doubt about it. The 7-12. So he's been struggling a little bit. And he moved down 7 points this week from 51 to 56 because of that Madrid run. He wasn't able to defend the points in Madrid, losing to Kecmanovic. So that was a quarterfinal run last year. 40 love for Shelton. That serve still doing damage with the kick. That can be helped out by the clay. One of the things that I still think his serve can be pretty decent on clay. And definitely, I mean, his serve is going to be better than most serves on clay. That should be frankly obvious. That's a double fault from Shelton, 40-15. Zverev is I kind of thought, I had a slight feeling about this Zverev match against Darderi that Darderi might do something. It's currently 2 points away from taking the first set. I was very close to wanting to call this Zverev match. This was really the only time of day where I was really able to possibly stream something. I was thinking about doing this Zverev one just because I felt like Darderi might do something, but anyway, Zverev is 2 points away from taking that set. Shelton gets the hold, by the way. Hey, what's up, Sarath? It's my second time here. Hey, what's up? Welcome in. Good to have you in here. Yeah, I don't think you've joined in for one of my streams, so it's good for you. Glad to have you in here. Good to meet you, Sarath. I'm Anthony, one of the commentators for QualityShot. I started doing streams for QualityShot just about a year ago. The first stream I did was I believe it was Geneva last year, where I did Zverev versus Eubanks. So, I think that was my first one I did. I think it was Geneva. Could be wrong about that, actually. It was that same week. Was it Geneva? Yeah, Geneva last year. Yeah. Hello. Prediction for the match. Yeah, it's a great question. My prediction for the match, I'm going with Ben Shelton in 3 sets. Very close. I'm going to say like 6-3 in the third set. 6-3 in the third set for Shelton is my prediction. And it goes down to also confidence. Because like I said, Zhang's not been really getting a whole lot of wins recently, and that can pay some dividends. In the end, Shelton is going to be more confident, I think, also with the title in Houston a couple weeks ago. So I think Shelton will be relatively confident. Took out Kotov in the first round, or in the round of 64, and that's a tough player. Kotov is a tough player. By the way, some big forehands coming from Zhang. Killer. He's got some explosive power on that shot. Runs around the backhand, just slaps it. Backhand, that's in the crowd. Just the return prowess from Shelton is not really there. Shelton lost to Bublik in Madrid, by the way. And the event right before that was in Houston. He did not play Monte Carlo. Shelton did not, which is common for the people who play in Houston. I mean, he had some good wins in Houston, Shelton. Echeverry, Nakashima, Tiafo, Bergs. Those are some solid wins. And 3 out of the 4 came in 3 sets, so he'll be confident too if this one goes to 3. I don't know if I like that shot from Shelton there. He was way behind the baseline, out of position. He hits it. He hits over it with topspin off the forehand, and it's just going to be very. It's going to be very hard if you don't kind of slice it in on defense to kind of hit over and still hit a very kind of effective shot. He hits it into the net, so it's 3-1 for Zhang early here. I sometimes question shot selection. No problem, Dutchy. Hey, what's up, Gerald? Everyone, greetings from Sierra Leone. Hey, what's up? Good to have people from all over. Hello, Max. What's up? What's up? Forehand here from Zhang, the backhand of Shelton. Backhand slice of Zhang. Forehand drop shot of Zhang. That's in the net, though. Crowd is very clearly on the side of Benny Shelton. Crowd is very clearly on the side of the American. A lot of cheers when he's winning points. Definitely brings in crowds. Backhand, the backhand volley of Shelton. Zhang runs. Oh, what a get. Slides, gets it, smash. That's put away. 30 love. Let's go, Shelton. Keep it close. I'm surprised that Novak lost early in straight sets. Yeah, I was talking about it earlier, Max. What a surprise that is. What a shock. I was saying it earlier. For the first time, I kind of felt it in my stomach. Like, man, are we finally? Can I finally entertain the thought that maybe the big 3 kind of era of the golden era is coming to an end, or maybe it's ended? Actually, more so, maybe it's ended. We'll see how Novak shows up for Roland Garros. I'm definitely not going to count the guy out, and he's going to have a lot more chances to win titles and big titles, and he's a contender. But for the first time, I really started to entertain the thought like it might be over. Like the big 3 golden era, it might be done. And that's crazy to think about if that's true. Obviously, it's only, I mean, the big 3 era and it being over is only what we label it, right? It's hard to really objectively say that or try to, reason that, but that's a really surprising loss. Right after Rafa lost 6-1, 6-3 as well. These guys reached the final here 17 years in a row. They're losing round of, was it 64, 32? Round of 32. Rafa in round of 64. They're losing by winning 4 or 5 games. Novak against Tabilo, who's outside the top 30. So I was shocked. Hey, what's up, MA? What's up? What's up? I'll tell you what, though. Shout out to Joe, who's always constantly coming in clutch with great predictions, Joe Mama, because he said yesterday about Tabilo and that I don't remember if he said it on stream yesterday in the chat that he thinks he's going to beat Novak, but he said something along those lines, like Tabilo, if Novak doesn't up his level, then Tabilo could beat him or something. So shout out to that. That's a crazy good prediction. What are your thoughts on the Nole match? How do you see him doing at the French Open Wimby? No, it's a great question. Yeah, I expect somewhat more of the same, if I'm being frankly honest. Novak is really good at Roland Garros. He's really good at majors. His motivations are going to be higher playing at the slams. I mean, even at the Australian Open, he wasn't playing his best tennis throughout. He had a good draw, though. But he wasn't playing his best tennis throughout, and yet he got to the semifinals. So I'll say like a semifinal run, maybe quarterfinals, but I'll say semifinals. I'll say he gets to the semifinals of RG. Wimbledon, I expect him not to do that well. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. Because I think he's going to be hugely focused on the Olympics, which is going to be played on the opposite surface, really. Not that, it's not like clay and grass are exact opposites. Some of the things are the same, but very different surface. So I kind of don't expect him to do as well at Wimbledon this year, to be honest. especially after a heartbreaker of a final last year. But forehand of Zhang, backhand drop shot, Shelton, that's in. Backhand put away from Zhang. Good explosive power from Zhang off the backhand and the forehand. So it's 15 love. Trying to take out Shelton, who's the 12th seed here. We've had a lot of injuries and a few withdrawals, and Shelton's bumped up to number 12. I guess he's not that far below him, below number 12. Alcaraz, Sinner withdrew. Those might be the only two guys ahead of him. But yeah. So I kind of don't expect him to do very well at Wimbledon. French Open, I'll say semis. I could see the final. I don't think he's going to win it. Quarterfinals or final is possible. I'll say semifinals, Roland Garros. But yeah, that's honestly my prediction. He might do better at the Olympics, even though he hasn't in the past. But that might be where his highest motivations are at this year. It'll be interesting. The Olympics are going to be really interesting. Really, really interesting. That goes out from Shelton, so 30-15. Hey, what's up, Peaches? Good to have you in here. Hello, hello. A shout out to Cam as well. Cam Williams. Watching from Chennai, India, 1 a.m. Hey, what a legend. Savage. Good to have you in here from India. All over the world. It's awesome. Appreciate you joining in. Forehand slice, the backhand of Shelton for a pass. Forehand volley. Oh, it's a great feel from Zhang. Some great shot making from Zhang early already. Just kind of feels like Zhang has kind of shown up. He's shown up against big top players a couple times this year. Has Zhang. He pushed Rublev in Dubai. I remember that. To 3 sets. When he's playing well, he's quite fun to watch. It's just about if he's playing well, to be honest. Forehand, I mean, that is a wild return of serve from Shelton. Well out. 4-2. Could be danger. Could be danger for Ben Shelton. I feel Novak has at least 2 more good years in him if he can stay fit. Okay. Interesting, Sarah. I think at this point, a lot of people would probably think otherwise, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Because just a few months ago, a lot of people were saying Novak's going to be playing into his 40s and winning majors at 40. I did not think so. I personally, I think that it's going to be tough for him to sustain his winning majors to that kind of an age. That is a crazy good forehand from Zhang there. I mean, Shelton looked like he was right there, Shelton. Zhang basically hit it right where Shelton was, but he had so much pace on the ball that Shelton just couldn't do anything about it. Right off a swinging volley. But it also goes to the shot selection of Shelton there because he hit it right to the sweet spot of Zhang. And if you have a swinging volley, you want to put it away. Because one thing about a swinging volley is it's going to stay up into the strike zone. And you're not going to have a lot of time to react because you're inside the court, you know? So it's also partly that and figuring out the dynamics and the perimeters of the court. And Shelton just needs to play maybe a little bit smarter. That's smart, though. That's smart as he closes in the net with a backhand volley cross court. But yeah, no, I mean, he definitely might. Last year, he was struggling this time of year too, although he had won the Australian Open. But he was losing to Lajovic. He was losing to Runa, to Musetti. He lost to Medvedev in Dubai, and then he came back and won Roland Garros. There's going to be a lot of people struggling. If Novak raises his level, as he has in a best-of-5 format, he could do something at Roland Garros. And also, you know, he might have good years without winning a whole lot of majors like he has in the last few years. That's also possible. So, personally, I think that's only going to get tougher, but it's not a bad call. Such a bizarre loss today. Yeah, based on his level, this match had the potential to be tricky. But the way Novak was rushing today and showed zero emotion was concerning. Yeah, he just doesn't look motivated out there. Definitely concerning. Definitely concerning. I agree about the rushing aspect. Feels like his heart's not into it. I also wonder how much it has to do with kind of his, having a family now to kind of go back to. Where is his motivations as high with tennis? He's reached all the records. It's going to be interesting to watch this year unfold. It really is. Backhand, Shelton, cross court, Forehand of Zhang. Forehand of Shelton. Back into Zhang. Forehand of Shelton. Down the line. Forehand of Zhang. Oh my god. That is a crazy shot. Wow. That deserves to be on tennis TV because that was an immaculately difficult shot. They're not even showing a replay. Come on. This is what I don't like. I knew it too. I can tell when that shot is not going to be on tennis TV. It's not going to be on any replays. But it was also one of the most difficult shots of the whole day. It's just they always, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, I guess. But that was a crazy good shot. I guess it doesn't matter. But that was a hell of a shot. Forehand slice from way behind the court. And he kept it so low for a passing shot. And that's a double fault from Shelton. How many double faults is that? Zhang is going to take the first set just like he did at the Australian Open last year. Australian Open first round, Zhang took the first set, and then Shelton won 3 of the next 4 sets to win in the 5th set tiebreaker before reaching the quarterfinals there for the first time in his career in like his 5th tournament or something. First tournament being Atlanta, where he, I think, lost to Isner in Atlanta the year before that. First time I saw him play. Yeah, at least his third double fault. Yeah, his third double fault. It's not great. That's actually kind of amazing. He's made 77% of his first serves in. This is kind of amazing. First return points won. That's impressive, to be honest. This isn't really adding up, though. I mean, Shelton, it says 65% first serve points won, but here it says 41% return. First serve return points won. Anyway. Winners to errors. 5 winners for Shelton. 5 unforced errors. 5-2. Zhang is going to serve for the set. He's going to serve for the set. Tabilo at a very high level. He played like a top 10 player. His forehand was out. It was next level. Sorry, stammering a little bit there. His forehand was just next level. Unbelievable. And yeah, he's somebody to watch. I mean, he was number 1 in the race to Turin like 2 weeks into the season. He's been winning a lot, Tabilo. Actually, I want to go over that. He's kind of been sneaking by, but he's been doing well this year. Especially on clay. That's his best surface. That's a forehand shank from Shelton. This set has not been good from Ben. Been not a great set from Ben Shelton. Has not been able to find any rhythm at all. Zhang has been playing fantastic as well. Too many double faults from Shelton, and just feels like his shot selection maybe isn't a little bit there. He's kind of trying to rush inside the court, which might not work as well on the surface. He's doing it at the wrong times. Zhang is hitting too many forehands and hurting Shelton a lot on the return as well. So those are some things that I think. It's 30 love. Zhang is 2 points away from taking the set. It's an ace down the tee. It was called out at first, but corrected. Shelton's looking at the mark. Oh, it was called out, actually, by the umpire. And it was out, according to Hawkeye. Backhand Zhang. That goes out. 30-15. I think Nole and Rafa is about to take a bow and move on to the next chapter of their lives. Unfortunately, I agree. Nole wants a gold medal to complete his legacy. Yeah, Peaches. The Olympics still has potential. Maybe even more so now that it really looks like both of them are kind of potentially on like the last breaths. Or I don't know. That's not fair to say for Novak, but at least you can see the end potentially within sight, at least within like a year, potentially, or 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. At least you can kind of see it for the first time a little bit, potentially. The Olympics might be even more interesting almost due to that if they both play. Novak is going to be hugely motivated. They're both so amazing at Roland Garros. So how good would one last battle be at RG? At Olympics? Can you imagine that? That's in the net from Shelton, so 6-2. 6-2 for Zhang. He takes the first set. Let's see how Shelton rebounds. Too many errors and just not really the smartest set from Shelton. Too many double faults. 6-2. And like I said, his aggressive play is just not really working on the very slow clay at the moment. 26 minutes. But listen, Rafa beat the world number 11, Alex de Minaur, in straight sets. I feel like we've kind of skipped by that. But that's a top-tier victory for him in his comeback, beating the world number 11, de Minaur, who's in good form, and whose game is now a lot more tough on the clay in straight sets. So Rafa can still play good tennis. If Novak is not at his best and they play at, say, Roland Garros, just like 2 years ago, you just kind of don't know for sure. So just want to point that out as well. You know? I don't want to brush by the fact that Rafa beat de Minaur in straight sets in the way that he did. He was playing phenomenal. And then getting past Kachin in 3 hours and 6 minutes. It's pretty good. By the way, Zhang is playing great. 9 winners, 3 unforced errors. Shelton, 5 winners, 9 unforced errors. Sounds about right. Zhang is crushing it on the serve, and that's partly to do with Shelton just honestly playing pretty poorly on the return. But look at, this is just nuts. Look at that. Zhang has lost 3 serve points. Zhang has lost 3 points on serve. Even if Shelton, if you combine all the points that Shelton won on the return of serve throughout the whole set, he still would not have been able to break Zhang in a single game. So just 3 return points, one for Shelton. Here, sorry guys, I'm a bit behind the chat here. Let me catch up real quick before we get to the set. Hey, what's up? Lexi, good to have you in here. What's up, Lexi? Shelton got broken early. Yes, first game of the match with a double fault on break point as well. Hey, what's up, Joe? What's up, Zara as well? The Zhang kid is good. Hey, what's up, Ghost? We got a lot of people in here. Sorry, I'm just only saying hello. I was kind of behind on the chat, but hello, everybody joining in. Glad to have all of you in here. Yeah, and Zhang is great. A lot of explosive power. 2 main double faults today. Yeah, he needs to get that under control, no doubt, Lexi. Let's see what Shelton does. What's up, Joe, as well? And good call on Zhang. Sorry, not on Zhang. On Tabilo. Because you're saying some warnings about Tabilo for Novak about Tabilo, and I don't think a lot of people were. So good call there. Hope on the ATP side we got some good matches in row. I feel like WTA really stepped it up this year. Yeah, WTA at the moment has been better than ATP. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, the WTA at the moment is stronger than the ATP. Madrid was way better from the WTA side, so good for them. There's no real reason to compare. It's not a contest. At the end of the day, I'd like to see the two kind of working together in unison a little bit too. So it's all just tennis. Watching Zverev tiebreaker. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on that too, on the Zverev scoreline. But he took the first set against Arderi. Now I'm expecting Zverev in straights. I like Zhang. Hope he can move up in the rankings. Yep. Be interesting to see Medi defending his first title in clay. Well, listen, if everybody else is injured and Medvedev is healthy, finds himself healthy, he wasn't at the end of Madrid, but if that's the case, then you never know. He played amazing here last year. He won the last 2 matches I played against Tsitsipas and Rune, 2 great clay quarters in straight sets last year. Moving incredibly well. And so that's something to watch. Shelton, by the way, in trouble here early. He's at love 40 now, 15-40. Keep an eye on this one. Sasha matches on now. Yes. Yeah, Peaches. That Zverev just took the first set against Darderi. Backhand of Zhang to forehand of Shelton. Forehand of Zhang. That goes out again. So 30-40. Can Shelton escape here? Would not be a good start at all for Shelton here to get broken early. I was saying that his serve is still decent on the clay, but he's giving Zhang too many chances. Break point number 3. Let's see what Zhang does. Good serve out wide. Backhand return. The backhand Shelton's a good shot cross court. Forehand slice. Oh, wow. That forehand slice from Zhang has been on one today. Just wow, some great shot making from Zhang, and Shelton butchers the volley into the top of the net. Zhang is playing amazing, man. That was some swift movement too on the clay, sliding into that shot. Wow, here we go. Who wins ATP Rome? It's a great question. Yeah, Casper's out, Novak's out. Let me look at the draw. I haven't really given it that much thought, honestly, after Novak went out, because I had Novak winning it, and I think you know that as well. But yeah, Medvedev might just defend. How crazy. Can you imagine how ironic that would be? In Rome, for Medvedev, that to be where Medvedev defends his title, the only title he still is holding right at the moment. That forehand from Zhang is on something today in general. It's a great forehand. It's a great forehand put away there. Yeah, this draw is crazy at the moment. I mean, look at this top half. Tabilo, Hachinov, Montero, and Borges are the guys in the fourth round from the first three sections at the moment. That's crazy. That backhand floats long from Zhang. Let's see if he keeps it up, though. Some great level from Zhang here. Let's see if he can sustain this. I mean, look, I wouldn't fully go look past Fritz here. I mean, Medvedev won last year. Fritz is kind of similar in some ways. He's figured out the movement way better on clay. He's been playing pretty well. Beat Korda today, 6-3, 6-4. Dimitrov, I definitely would not count out. In fact, Dimitrov has a good history at this tournament. I could see Dimitrov taking the whole thing. Runa, Medvedev, Hurkacz, Rublev, Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas is definitely somebody to look out for. Tsitsipas would not be surprising at all. I think of all the names left, Tsitsipas would be like the one where you're like, oh, okay, yep, that makes sense. Rublev also. I don't know, man. I'd have to think about it. It's very unpredictable. Forehand, the backhand of Zhang, backhand of Shelton. Down the lines, very good. It's a yell from Shelton, too. He does well when he has the energy flowing. Shelton plays well when he's got energy going. He's feeding off energy from the crowd. He's yelling, come on, and he's doing these things. That was the best shot from Shelton of the match so far. Extended well into that backhand. 140 kilometers an hour backhand down the line. First serve in the net from Zhang. Let's see it. Kind of a pressure moment now. It is a pressure moment now. Forehand Zhang. Forehand to Shelton. Forehand to Zhang. That goes out. Okay. Okay. Some momentum for Shelton. A little bit building here. As he gets to 1540. 2 break points. 2 BPs. Forehand. The forehand of Zhang put away. Cross court. Just a perfect. I mean, he was basically down the middle of the court, but still found a great angle forehand put away into the deuce side. So 30-40 here. Forehand of Zhang inside. I mean, come on. Zhang is on one at the moment with that forehand. I mean, the forehand at the moment, I don't know what the performance rating is, but it's got to be like a 9.3 or something, or like something crazy. That forehand is killing it right now, whether it's a slice or topspin. Really, really good. By the way, to answer your question, Joe, about who wins the Rome tournament, I'd say Tsitsipas is my kind of favorite now. Steph is, but I would not sleep on Dimitrov. I think Dimitrov is kind of a sleeper. That's my answer. Serve here from Zhang. It's in the net. Deuce. Back to deuce as he hits a double fault. I only have Rublev and Stefanos left from my boys, but of course I like Shelton and Z3 too. Yeah, I know you've always talked a lot about Zhang. I know you're a big fan of Shelton, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. I would definitely love to see Fritz do something on the clay. I'm honestly just a little bit greedy. I'd love to see any of the American guys at this point pull something out. Shelton doesn't seem like Shelton's going to be the guy at the moment, as he's hitting way too many unforced errors. That's in the net. It's not a shot you want to miss. You're finally building some momentum. You hit a regular shot right into the net. We've played 38 minutes so far. Wow, this match has been going quick. Didn't realize it was that quick. But the first set was like 26 minutes. That's a backhand into the net. What is Shelton doing here? 2-0. All right, 2-0. By the way, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new. Please don't forget to like the stream. It does help out the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to Quality Shot Tennis. What do you think of Bottlegate, Anthony? Yeah, I mean, I felt bad for Novak, and I think that fans have to be more careful, honestly. That was my reaction. We need to be careful with the player safety, especially when the players are taking time to sign autographs. You have to be careful. More careful than that. What's up, Jory? Damn, Ben. Yeah, we'll see if Ben picks it up. Based on current form, who would win if Rafa met Novak at RG? I mean, it's so hard to say, right? Because going against Rafa at RG just feels blasphemous, especially with Novak and the performance he had today. But gut says Novak, and he is the world number one at the moment. And he, with everything that he's achieved with recent form, or not recent form, but like in the last 6 or 7, 8 months, like Rafa hasn't beaten Sinner and Alcaraz in succession, barely losing games at the ATP finals, playing the level that Novak did, for example. Like Novak is the guy who won 3 out of the 4 majors last year. So gut says Novak, but always hard to go against Rafa. So I'd say Djokovic though. But it would be interesting because you could imagine maybe Rafa doing something, especially if Novak doesn't play better than he did today. Backhand down the line, backhand of Zhang. Forehand of Shelton, backhand of Zhang. That's in the net. 30-15 for Shelton. Is the bisexual involving still playing here? Yeah, Dimitrov is. He's my sleeper kind of in this tournament. That's a crazy meme going around. What's up, Frank? No macaroni. Trap phone still jumping up. What's up? Hey, what's up, Capricorn as well? What's up, Capricorn Fiji? What's up, Cap? I'm way behind the chat. Here we go. Oh, got you. Oh, Joe Gann. What's up? Didn't recognize you from the name. What's up, Potato? How's it going? Yeah, no problem. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully everybody who's tunes in for more as well. That's a great kick serve. That's an ace from Shelton. 2-1. That's the kick. The high bounce on the clay, that can help. Rafa and the clay in RG has a special connection, close to magical. Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's 112-3 there. And also, he's 333-34 in sets. So he's won 333 sets at Roland Garros. He's lost 34. It's hard to think about numbers that big in your head, but just the fact that he's played there for like 20 years and he's lost 34 sets in best of 5. 34 sets. He's been pushed to 5 sets there 3 times. I mean, that's just unbelievable. He's never been pushed to 5 sets in the final of Roland Garros. 14 finals. I mean, Rafa Roland Garros is the most impressive athlete at any sporting tournament. Rafa's dominance at Roland Garros is one of the most amazing dominance at any tournament. And this is what we need to do in tennis is hype up these legends, especially while they're still around. Who knows how much longer they will be. We need to keep hyping these guys up as the greatest, some of the greatest athletes who ever lived. Because they are. Federer is too. And so is Rafa and so is Djokovic. All 3. We need to hype these guys up and hype up all of their insane, crazy records and the dominance that they've had between each other. I mean, I know we do. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people make videos and articles about it, but we need to keep it going. When people talk about GOAT discussions, we got to include people like Djokovic because he is one of the GOATs of just sports, not just of tennis. What's up, Marina? Thank you for joining in. How's it going? And he has a very cute laugh. Oh, I appreciate it. I've worked on it a lot. I've worked on it a lot to maximize cuteness. Serve, that's in the net. Backhand Shelton, down the middle, forehand of Zhang. Inside out, forehand of Shelton, backhand Zhang. Down the line, backhand slice to Shelton. Forehand of Zhang, backhand of Shelton, down the line, that goes long. So 15 love for Zhang. Can Shelton pull through for us? Yeah, I think so. I mean, in this kind of a matchup, I said it earlier when I started the stream, I'm not really watching this match. I didn't tune in thinking that this was going to be the best match of the year or like a Sinner Alcaraz. Like, Zhang isn't the type of guy who you can absolutely rely on for sure to keep this kind of level going to the end. And Shelton, he can come back. He can still come back. He can raise his level. But he needs to raise his level. I think he can. I've seen far crazier things than that. I can absolutely see Shelton coming back here. Backhand, that's in the net though. But too many shots in the net, too many errors. RG is wide open this year. Yeah, it's incredible. After looking like Carlos and Nole would dominate. Yeah, I tell you what, Joe. Last year at Wimbledon and Cincinnati, everybody was like, wow, we're going to keep having these epics between Carlos and Novak. And I remember making a video at the time and being like, let's all take this in because tennis changes fast. Look at where we are now. Basically right after Cincinnati. Sinner and Medvedev were the top 2 in the race to start the season out. Novak is struggling. Alcaraz is injured, unfortunately, with the arm. I really hope Alcaraz gets back to his best level, man. Same with Sinner. I need those guys at their best. I'm excited, man. I was worried that I wouldn't feel excited for the next era, but as soon as they played that match at the US Open a couple years ago, which is my favorite match I've seen. Not necessarily the best, but my favorite. And it might be the best, but it's my favorite. After they played that match, I was like, okay, I'm good. This is going to be a good next 20 years of tennis. After Sinner and Alcaraz played their US Open quarterfinal, I was like, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. It's going to be pretty good. The big loss to RG this year is Sinner, in my opinion. Yeah, well, exactly. Well, Sinner and Alcaraz, but yeah, Sinner absolutely. It would be so compelling to see how Sinner does after winning the Australian Open on clay. I mean, we got to have that. It's kind of crazy too because we have the Olympics going on as well. I haven't fully thought out exactly what this means for the Olympics, the uncertainty going into Roland Garros, but it's definitely interesting. We're going to have two Roland Garroses this year, and it's not clear who's going to win either one. But both are really prestigious, obviously. That's a forehand into the net from Shelton. So many errors from the back of the court. Shelton needs to step it up ASAP. Yep, that's absolutely true. What's up, Faison? Zverev Rublev final. Could be. Zverev is very good on clay as well. That goes out, so 15 all. I know the one with daddy issues. Steph is still in. Steph is still in the tournament. Steph is my favorite, probably, to be honest. Hope Carlos and Yannick are 100% fit for the French Open, but absolutely, we got to have it. Shelton, not a fan of clay, no. He's doing a little bit better this year, but yeah, he's not. Zverev versus Darderi looks very competitive, but Zverev just edging it. I kind of thought it would be close because Zverev's been struggling a little bit, and Darderi is underrated. He's hella underrated. Darderi is. But yeah, Zverev seems like he's probably going to win. I think in straight sets, most likely, after pulling out that first set. Forehand is a great drop shot from Shelton. So he gives a fist bump, but he needs to do better on the return games as well. For Shelton, he's just played a couple service games that have been real lousy from the American. And then he's also just on the return, he hasn't had much damage caused. So, yeah. 40-15 here for Shelton with the serve. It's a double fault again. The good news for Shelton is that aside from that one break, well, actually, it's not necessarily true. A couple of the double faults he's hit have been at very key moments. A couple of the other ones have been at 40-love, 40-15, but he needs to cut it out with the double faults. That's the first serve in. Bit of a shank return from Zhang. Makes an awkward rally here. Backhand, the forehand of Zhang. Forehand of Shelton. Backhand of Zhang goes out. Let's go, Benny Shelton. Let's go, Benny Shelton. Pick it up. Pick it up. He's at 3-2. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up, up. RG's wide open on the ATP, so I'm actually excited. Yeah, because you know what? Cap as well, like Capricorn, Australian Open, Sinner won it, but it wasn't exactly like going in, you're like, oh my God, who's going to win? Like before the Australian Open started, it wasn't exactly like we're like, oh my God, Sinner might win, the Alcaraz might win. Like some people were saying Sinner was going to win the tournament, but going into the tournament, a lot of people felt like Novak had it won. A lot of people felt like Novak had it won, or at least like he was an overwhelming favorite. Some people said there's an over 50% chance he was going to win the tournament. Some people said it was 100. Some people said there's no way Djokovic loses at the Australian Open. So even going into there, it didn't feel unpredictable. Going into US Open, a little bit more interesting too, but still, Djokovic was still there. Alcaraz was also a pick for a lot of people, but Djokovic was a pick for a lot of people. So this is the first one in a while. I mean, when's the last time we really had this? 2022 US Open, I guess, but at the US Open, it was kind of different because Federer wasn't playing. Djokovic didn't play, right, because of COVID? 2022? I don't even remember at this point. I think Djokovic did not play. Year after he didn't win the Grand Slam, got one match away from winning the Grand Slam, calendar year Grand Slam. But he was one match away, and then the year after he couldn't play the US Open. So it was a little bit different. Rafa wasn't even at his best there, and he was the only one of the big three playing. So that one was a little bit different, but that's really the last time it felt unpredictable. But the last time it felt unpredictable with like the big three really in it, I don't even know. I don't know if we've had that really. This is the first one where it really, really, really feels unpredictable. Last year's Roland Garros, I guess you could make an argument because Djokovic was struggling a lot during the clay swing, and then a lot of people were saying Alcaraz would win. But even then, it wasn't to this extent. Not even close. Not even close. Especially because Alcaraz had just lost to Mirajlan in Rome. So, it wasn't like this. It wasn't. Not quite. All right, here we go. Back to the match here. 30-15 here. Tiebreaker addiction, yeah. Hurkacz, Hubie. Backhand, forehand of Zhang. That goes out. So here's a chance for Ben Shelton. Here's a chance for Shelton. By the way, Zverev up a break in the second set, so he's probably going to go through to the final 16. Here we go. Here's the chance for Shelton. 30 all. See what happens. Zhang has not lost a whole lot of points on serve, and that's another one that he does not lose. 40-30. I don't think Nole or Carlos win slams this year. RG Rude, Wimby Sinner, US Open Medi. I love it. Hey, YSA with the big take. I like it, though. I think Casper is a huge sleeper for RG, so I'm kind of with you that he's a sleeper there. Wimbledon Sinner is an interesting call as well, especially what he's always done well there. The serve is only going to help. Serve to the forehand of Shelton. That goes long. It kind of feels like Zhang's day. He's played better. He's just played better, and he hasn't blinked yet in the second set either. I don't know why he should, you know? Playing Shelton on clay, I mean, you got to feel like you should back yourself a little bit, especially when you're Zhang. And you've got the forehand that he's been hitting all day. Here we go. Shelton with the serve, but this is one-sided and not towards the guy that most people would have thought it would be one-sided towards. Definitely glad I'm commentating this one. I miss Sinner. Yeah, me too, MA. Me too. Yeah, hopefully Yannick comes back soon for real. Backhand, that goes out. 15 love. But yeah, here's what I'll say YSA. Before the year started, I made a bold prediction. I said that none of Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner, or Medvedev will win Wimbledon. It's going to be another guy. Whether that's Dimitrov or Rublev or Hurkacz or whoever it is, I don't know. But that was my bold prediction before the year started. Because a lot of guys are going to be focused on the clay swing, and I just don't know if I fully back any of those guys for Wimbledon for a myriad of different reasons for each guy. Sinner is like the guy who I feel the most confident, but even for him, I think his motivations are very high for Roland Garros Olympics. So it's going to be interesting, but I think we could get very interesting champions. I still back Carlos if he's healthy to potentially get a slam this year. I will say that, but it will be interesting. And I do like the pick of Rude winning Roland Garros. I think he's a sleeper. I'm not sure I'll pick him. I'll still wait until the draw comes out as well. But I will say that I do think he's a sleeper. That's a forehand in the net from Shelton, so 30-15. Rude winning RG ain't happening, even though I'd love to see it. Okay. I have to say, Joe, I really respect your predictions because a lot of them have I've seen a lot of them come to fruition, come true. Do you really think the Olympics is as prestigious as Roland Garros? For some players, it is. I don't think it is in general for tennis perspective, but I do think it is. I do think the Olympics is a big tournament, just like the ATP Finals, Slams, Masters. It is, in my opinion. And I think that it's incredibly prestigious. Slams, that being said, for most players are the pinnacle of the sport. But the Olympics are for some players as well. The Olympics are the pinnacle of sport in general, and tennis is part of that. So for some players, yes. For most people, no. But I do think it's a big tournament. Like in every sense of the word, I mean it's a big tournament. What do you say about Nole loss? Yeah, he's looking weird. Motivation is looking not that high, and is looking slower. His levels drop down, so a bit worried. Serve here from Shelton. Forehand to the forehand of Shelton, cross court, backhand of Zhang. Forehand of Shelton. I mean, that kind of buggy whip forehand. This has been a mess from Shelton. And you have to give props to Zhang for continuing to play extremely solid. But, I mean, even more than the first set, to be honest. And the first set wasn't great either. But the second set, I just feel like, yeah, I mean, look at this. 55% first serves in Shelton. 30%, 3 out of 10 for second serve points won. Winners to errors, yeah, I mean, look. It's not a good set from Shelton. Not a good match either, to be honest. And we're under an hour, and Zhang could be up 6-2, 5-2. An upset over Ben Shelton in Rome, in Italy. Serve out wide, back into Zhang. Here's his chance. Back into Shelton. Back into Zhang. Back into Shelton. Cross court. Forehand to Zhang on defense. Shelton with a big let's go. Tennis match is not over till it's over. It's what you love about tennis in the scoreline. Shelton still has just one break dividing him from Zhang. And to be fair, in the last service game, he got to what? 15-30? 30 all? So you just never know. That's one saved. Shelton already back at the line. Big serve. Forehand Zhang. Forehand Shelton. Down the line. Back in Zhang. There's a lob. That goes out. Another let's go from Shelton. Advantage. Let's see what happens. Zverev breaks in second. Yup. Shelton already back the line. Federer-esque. Federer-esque. Already back at the line. He is signed to Federer's company. On. It's called in, actually. Shelton gets the game. He's at 4-3, if I understand correctly what's going on. And yeah, I did catch the line. Yep. I thought I saw a little bit of chalk. Shelton at 4-3. Novak turns 37 on May 22nd, right? Yes. Federer won his last slam at the age of 36.6. Djokovic turns 37 this month. Yeah, so Djokovic would be the oldest, an older Grand Slam champion than Federer. Bill Tilden, way back in the day, won a slam when he was 37. Ken Rosewall also won a slam when he was 37. Way back in the day, it's a little bit misleading though, because Bill Tilden was not, because of the pro amateur slams back in the day. Tilden was not able to play regular slams past that age, but he won a professional slam when he was like 42. Tilden is one of the GOATs. I mean, some of his records are insane from back in the day. Bill Tilden. So shout out Bill Tilden. He's underrated. I know tennis was different, but JJ Wolf is winning U.S. Open. At least someone talking sense. Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna, listen, nobody's gonna expect it, but JJ Wolf, dude's got the greatest stats of everybody. He's going under the radar. He's winning the U.S. Open. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Come on. Have you seen the guy's mullet? He's winning the Open. I said what I said. He's winning the he's winning the U.S. Open. Demi wins Wimbledon. I'll die happy. Listen, I called it like a couple months ago, though. His serve is phenomenal. Better than I've seen it in a long time. And his first strike tennis is phenomenal. Dimitrov is really a guy I would look out for at Wimbledon. I really do think so. He's so surface versatile, though, Dimitrov. Like, his two best masters in terms of win percentage is Paris and Monte Carlo, I think. Which is like opposite surfaces. Like the slowest clay court and the fastest hard court, just about. How do you think Holger will do in this tournament? I just worry about Holger. I never know which Holger is going to show up, to be honest. Max. He's also playing weird. Like, he's playing super aggressively still, which I just don't really like for Rome. But we'll see. I mean, he's got Baez next. That could be interesting. That could be tough, actually. Then he's got Hurkacz, Echeverry. I mean, it's all going to be tough matches, but I could see him getting through that section. Then Medvedev or maybe Tommy Paul. I mean, I guess I could see him getting through, but I mean, as soon as he gets up against Tsitsipas, Rublev, I just kind of start to doubt him a little bit more. Or maybe Zverev, Dimitrov on the other side. Even Fritz, I'll put there. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not Fritz as much, but it could get tougher. So anyway, the draw is wide open. It'll be interesting to see how Rune does. Z3, yeah, he's killing it at the moment. 15 love. I think Nole will get into full swing the second half of the year. Okay, Joe, interesting. I mean, it is kind of similar to last year, though. So that is the one kind of asterisk you put next to these results. It's a little bit similar to last year outside the Australian Open, but Sinner was playing just unstoppable at that time. Although Djokovic also didn't play his best throughout pretty much the whole event, to be honest, outside of that Echeverry match. But it will be interesting. I kind of don't think so, but I do think he'll still win. I still think he'll probably win a Masters or two, and he'll get chances at slams because it's Djokovic. He won 3 out of 4 last year. I don't think he'll be full swing, but I think he'll be in a swing. He'll still be playing and giving himself top chances. I don't know if full swing, but he'll get back to a decent level and give himself more chances. But I do worry. I do worry. That being said, my main takeaway is I do worry. I think maybe we could be coming to the end of a dominance from Novak, no doubt. I mean, that's already ended no matter what, I guess, the dominance aspect. Forehand of Shelton. He backs up. Forehand drop shot, Shelton. That's a good one. Zhang gets there. It's a great shot. Forehand lob. That goes out. Zhang is playing really well. He really feels locked in. Shelton kind of throws his racket a little bit on the clay. Tabilo has been doing great in the beginning of the year. Yeah, Max, thanks for reminding me. I was going to look at Tabilo's results this year. Just this year. Let me tell you what Tabilo's results have been. If you want to understand the context around Tabilo today. Here's what Tabilo has done this year. Let me bring that up. I'll bring that up after these next couple points. So from Zhang, Salet. Shelton needs to work on his footwork. If he does, he will consistently be in the top 10. That definitely part of it. Definitely part of it. Yeah, that's a good take, Frank. There are other things I think he needs to improve as well, but top 10, yeah, I mean, he can get there quick. That's a big forehand from Zhang. Kind of right to where Shelton kind of just popped that up for him right at the net. 40-15. 40-15 here. Tabila was robbed. And Rome would have left them playing. Absolutely would have won in 4. Fair enough. Federer even played a Grand Slam final when he was 38. Yeah, exactly. He was 1 point away from beating Prime Novak at Wimbledon. Federer is the GOAT of Wimbledon, the GOAT of grass courts. He just, in my opinion, he is. Because to do that in his prime, get a point away playing as well as he was, and to get to 12 finals out of 16 years, and in his prime losing as few sets as he did, I mean, against really great clay grass quarters at the time as well, honestly. Although I know not the strongest competition, but on grass, he was playing some pretty top players. Oh, catches the corner. What a shot from Zhang by accident. That goes out from Shelton. Some luck from Zhang there, no doubt. That shot was literally in the corner. I mean, don't you have to show a replay? That shot went way up from Zhang off a shank. And it had the weirdest bounce ever right next to where Shelton was. This is a very tough match for Shelton now. 6-2, 5-3 for Zhang. 6-2, 5-3 for Zhang. Shelton just not really moving as well as he would want to get around the ball. Too many errors, too many double faults. Not doing much of anything on the return. And his aggressive game just not, and sometimes his shot selection, working out the points, stepping into the court has not really worked. And Zhang has brought it, man. And he's been locked in. He hasn't blinked. And in the second set especially, just too many unforced errors. And a couple of times where Shelton has blinked to start out service games. And it's given Zhang a few chances to get the break himself. So, and also his first serve percentage is not there in the set. That goes out from Zhang, 15-love. I think people put too much pressure on Shelton after such an explosive start to his career. Give him a couple years just like Coco. I agree. I absolutely agree. Will Tilden was also, let's be honest, a bit of a nonsense off-court behavior. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. I should mention that as well. Yeah, off-court, very questionable stuff from Tilden. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Runa's head is constantly at a weird place. Yeah, absolutely. I just never know what to expect from him. The shot selection. Djokovic just looks old and slow. Can't see him in a 3 out of 5 format. We'll see. I mean, he seems to show up. He's been so good in the best 3 out of 5 that I just wouldn't count him out like that. But Dinole said he felt sick after getting hit in the head. Yes, concussion. Yep, he felt bad. Thank you, Dutchy, for joining in. It seems like we're going to come to the end soon. Federer's my fave. Yeah, same here. There'll never be another Roger. I mean, when I think of tennis, I think of Roger, for me, personally. I mean, tennis exists outside of Roger. It's a great sport as well, but for me, that's how much I am a fan of Roger. I mean, I'm a diehard fan of Federer, to be honest. I can say that. I try to be unbiased on here, but now that Federer's put down the racket, I don't need to say anything. I'm a diehard fan of Federer. I mean, either way. I mean, even if I was a fan of Federer and he was playing my least favorite player, I'd try to commentate for them both the same. I would try. I would fail, but forehand of Shelton, the backhand of Zhang. Forehand of Shelton. Forehand of Zhang. Oh, Shelton slips up a little bit. That stays in, though. Forehand Zhang gets the tape. Okay, goes back on his side. I was gonna say, Zhang, you don't need that luck at this moment. So the net saw the score line. The net saw the score line. It was like, okay, Shelton, you can have this one. The net saw the score line. And was like, Zhang, you don't need that luck. You don't need that luck. You don't need it. Hour and 7 minutes. It's looking to be another upset here in Rome. Not as big of an upset because Shelton on clay, but still an upset. Backhand forehand swing volley put away. 6-2, 5-4. Zhang's gonna serve for it. Let's see what Zhang is made of. See what Zhang is made of. Is Fritz in this section? Fritz is at the Fritz is like near the top. No. He's Shelton, I think, is towards the wait, where's Shelton? Exactly. So Shelton is gonna play Montero in section 2. So no, not in the same section. They would play in the semifinals if they were to play, but it seems like Zhang might serve this out now. Nole said he felt fine yesterday during practice. Today he said he felt a little off balance. Okay, damn. But respect to Joker for the grip, but a concussion is nothing to mess with. Absolutely. I mean, I didn't like seeing people joke about the water bottle thing. It was serious. There's a reason he went to the hospital. If that thing was full of water and he was not expecting it. I mean, that just to come out of nowhere. To hit your head like that from that height is it's gonna be painful. That's painful. A metal water bottle. Hope Ben doesn't get lost in the shuffle during the clay season. All the other players who do well in clay. Absolutely. See you later, Dutchie. Good to have you. Appreciate you joining in. Fritz plays Dimitrov. Yes, that's gonna be really good. Oh, Shelton, Bublik, and Shelton still playing doubles? I think so. Let me see. Are they still in? Yeah, they're going to play Cerundolo and Echeverry. Talk about singles players taking over doubles. I don't know what I think about it. But the only thing I guess I have as a strong take is respect to the doubles specialists and the doubles players out there. I don't want the intentions to be that singles players take over doubles, because guess what? Doubles it's just not going to survive if we do that. And maybe that's the intentions of doing that. I don't know, or at least partially. But hey, doubles is great with double specialists, in my opinion. For me, I like watching it. So it's an unlikely combination for a doubles duo. Yeah. Those insulate balls are heavy duty. Yeah, absolutely. I saw some people talking about that too. Those are serious. Backhand, the volley, that's in the ground. Crowd trying to hype up Ben Shelton. Love 15. Love 15. A better shot there from Shelton. Is this going to be a kind of Sabalenka Madsen Keys situation last year at the Open? Zhang really one-sided up until serving for it at 5-4. That's what happened the Sabalenka Keys match last year, the WTA, in the semis there at the US Open. 15 all. Hey, what's up, Gene? Still bummed about the Nole loss. I'm very concerned about the bottle incident. Yeah. No joke. I hope Nole is okay. And yeah, it's definitely a bummer. I'm worried. I'm worried for Novak. The silver lining is that he didn't do that well during this part of the season last year either. So I hope he can build up a better form. I really want to see him still be find his top form again, because it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to watch, honestly. Shout out to Tabilo. Okay, before I forget once again, real quick, Tabilo against Novak. This is what Tabilo's done. He ended the year last year by winning a challenger. Winning 6 matches, wins a challenger. Then he wins his first ATP title in Auckland to start the year, beating Arthur Feast, beating Taro Daniel. Anyway, wins a title. And then what else? Coming into the Golden Swing, loses to Lajovic, Sejboth Wielch. Those are some good players. Gets to the final of Chile Open, loses to Baez. And then recently loses to Fritz. Loses to Dimitrov, both of those very close against Fritz and Dimitrov. Very close to beating Dimitrov in Miami, where Dimitrov played just mind-blowing tennis. And then he wins a challenger last week. By the way, that's another example of people getting confidence off of winning smaller tournaments and winning challengers. And now he's confident this week. So he's been playing well. So that's been Tabilo's kind of rise up. And he loves clay courts. Listen, he's a sleeper in this tournament. Here we go. Shelton with a few too many errors, even in this last game. And it's Zhang who's serving for it at 5-4. Zhang with match point to take out the 12th seed. Shelton. right before Roland Garros. Serve out wide, backhand. That's in the ground. Zhang with a fantastic performance as Zhang takes out Ben Shelton in Italy in a big night session. Disappointing for Ben Shelton. Too many double faults, too many unforced. But it is Zhang who had a killer forehand and just looked locked in mentally. Hit some great kind of just great slices, great passing shots. Looked like he had much better control of the court. Served amazingly well. And did not let Shelton have any kind of returning rhythm, although Shelton's return was not there. But really good performance from Zhang, and he's somebody to look out for. When he can play this well, he's somebody to look out for. I appreciate everybody joining in. This was fun like always. See you guys for the next stream. Sasha got through, okay. Zverev through to the next round. There you go. See how Zverev does as well. Draw is wide open. Do you think Medi can take the title in Rome again? Yeah, I think he can. I'm not saying I'll bet on him, but he played amazing here last year, and if he's healthy, he looked pretty good against Draper. If he's healthy, then it'll be interesting. Last Italian is out. Okay, there you go. All right, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Lexi. Thanks, Max. I appreciate that. Thank you, Max. See everybody for the next one. Thanks, Ghost, as well. Y'all are legends. Y'all are legends. Y'all are legends. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Talk more tennis. Damn, Fritz and Paul are the last of the Yankee Doodle Dandies. Yeah, Fritz. That's gonna be a great match in the next round. The Fritz Dimitrov match. The two Z's are in sync as Zverev and Zhang. Zverev has to be the favorite in the top half now. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. Yeah, thank you, Peaches, as well. Appreciate you joining in. All right, it was 6-2, 6-4 for Zhang, and he gets through. He gets through in straight sets, and wow, Ben Shelton, 13 winners, 23 unforced errors, positive ratio for Zhang, who won 74% of his first serve points, even better on the second serve, 75%. Really, really good. Just fantastic, really. All across the board. By the way, the shot spin from Zhang off the forehand, 94%. So that can be dangerous on clay. And Zhang versus Borges. Yeah, that's the next one up, right? The Zhang versus Borges. That's a crazy round of 16 match. Zhang with a chance, or no, it'll be Zverev versus Borges, I think. I think it'll be Zverev versus Borges. I've definitely got Zverev in that one. Zverev is so boring for it to me. Yeah, he's not my favorite to watch either. I don't really like watching him either, but we all have our favorites. Tabilo, Montero, Zhang. Hope any of them get semifinal. I hate Khachanov. Okay, Tabilo versus Khachanov. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of crazy. Yeah, Tabilo, Khachanov, and now it's going to be Montero versus Zhang. I remember that wasn't one of the seeds, but Montero versus Zhang. So, man, this draw is crazy. Just like Madrid, this Nole section is wide open. Yeah, a lot of players out. All right, I'll see you guys at the next one. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Shelton's out. Zhang is through. And when he's on, he's on. Really fun to watch. And he's through to the round 16 in Rome.